Why cannot you admit the truth? You're wrong in your proposals, and they are a wasted opportunity in terms of better targeted measures for biodiversity.
With the DEFRA Secretary and the EU Farm Commissioner both sharing the platform on the opening day of the NFU Conference in Birmingham, there was always likely to be plenty to talk about. We decided to ask delegates who sat through it what was the one message they would be heading home with.
One of the key things that I picked up was the Commissioner did seem to genuinely have an ear for UK agriculture. There were many questions fired at him, and he seemed to really take on board that UK agriculture is different from European agriculture, and yet we all have to have the same playing field, but he genuinely seemed to have our concerns at his heart.
I think the interesting thing that came out of this morning was having the contrast with the European Commissioner and Caroline Spellman, that they weren't quite singing off the same hymn sheet. It was quite interesting. I had a bit more confidence in the Commissioner than I did in our own politicians to deliver what I think is a fair CAP reform.
What was it that the Commissioner said that gave you that confidence?
I think basically it's down to the fact that he was willing to look at options, the things like having grassland tied up forever and a day. You know, he intimated that wasn't the case. He was prepared to look at being able to reseed grassland and such things.
I think the most interesting and positive point I took from this morning's session was that a member of our government was actually on our side. It was quite refreshing to see Caroline Spellman coming out in support, and she had some good ideas and actually put her point across quite well. So that was a refreshing change. So often you come to this conference and you leave a little bit disheartened that no one's really backing you or on your side, and then to have the Commissioner also kind of explain his policies and why he's doing what he's doing rather well also gave us a little bit of confidence. So I think there's scope also in the CAP reform for us to have some input and to also change their policies, because it's not set in stone yet, and I think the more lobbying the NFU can do and we can do for the NFU, then the better. So definitely a positive morning.
I think the problems that could arise from the CAP, the greening, Pillar 1 and the Pillar 2, we still get this impression, or I get this impression, that it's still not a level playing field. We've done so much in the past over the years to put environmental measures into place that I wonder sometimes that the way the finances go, that we always end up being the poorer relation.
We've heard a lot about sustainability, we've heard a lot about competitiveness, but the one thing we've not heard about, and it really worries me, is profitability. The industry has to be profitable, it has to make money for us to go forward and invest in the future. And that's what I'm taking away with me today.
Issue is Gates Foundation.